Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Myst III Exile. Let's continue. So we've got a puzzle here that we're going to have to solve via balancing, but before we do that, let's read another bit of the book of Atris. 93.1017. Once again I feel I am back on Myst Island, having completed a lengthy sojourn through several of my ages. That must have been the point in which he returned to Jenin. The trip itself was not as inspiring as I had hoped. The Solintic age was especially disturbing, but has it not always been so? The very first time I linked to the age, it was uninhabited landscape was shaking with tremors. At the time, I felt it was because the energy of the age was unfocused, as if it were at war with itself. Stability finally came, but even after it did, I never truly felt comfortable there. I missed the more natural balance of ages like Channelwood. Perhaps that is the lesson to take home with me. The Dunny too have faced much turmoil in their history. Their lives have been unsettled enough. Perhaps I should be striving to offset the energy that already exists within our own civilization by providing it with a more stabilized environment in which to grow. An environment which the natural equilibrium of the world serves as a counterpoint to the upheaval of the civilization. The more I consider it, the more I wonder if I should make nature the foundation of the new age, worlds like Channelwood attain equilibrium quite easily, primarily because of one reason. Nature encourages mutual dependence. This is another bolded phrase that's important. Nature encourages mutual dependence. As one life withers and dies, it provides nourishment so that another might live. Plants become food for other animals, and the waste products animals cannot absorb become nutrients to sustain the other plants. So long as nothing intrudes to upset the balance, nature can maintain itself indefinitely. An interesting metaphor to set as an example for my people. I think I will confer with Catherine on the subject. Her ages always exhibit symbiosis more dramatically than mine. Perhaps she should help me write the new age. So another bit of dialogue and explanation of Atris's intentions on creating the new world for the Dunny that was stolen by a book thief character. I know he has a name, I couldn't tell you what it was though. Meanwhile, this puzzle revolves around finding balance. Who would have guessed? Coincidentally. And so by finding balance, we're trying to have something that's not too heavy here, but not too light also. If we did one of each and then left a hole, let's what is that really going to tell us? I don't know. I've kind of inferred that everything is where it should be. All I really need to do is figure out how I can make the red ball act as a counterbalance. At the right angle so that it doesn't crash like that. So that once again tells me that it's too heavy. But I know when there's nothing there, it's too light. So what we're gonna need to do to narrow this down, I think, is just see. We'll put one piece. Let's take this crystal piece alone and play with this and see if the one crystal piece is always too heavy in every position, because maybe the hints I've seen in the journals are actually not right. They could have been hints, quite frankly, to solve this puzzle when it was in its original state, and our book thief may have changed everything. So we're going to try this in every position. Let's see how this goes. So that's still too heavy when this is here. So if we do this and try it, let's see what happens here. And see, that's way too heavy the other direction. So there's kind of no reason to even try the third position. What we need to find out, though, is if there's a difference in weight for each of these pieces, which I assume there is. Otherwise, this would be actually kind of simple to solve. If it just needed two pieces of any type. So the crystal in the middle place is too light. Let's see if the iron, one iron in the middle place, is too light. That way we can see and balance out which is heavier. I imagine it goes something along the lines of crystal, wood, than iron being the most heaviest. Let's see, you can kind of see that. What's funny is this doesn't really lock you in a cutscene until this point. So it is too heavy. Two. So let's switch back here where I think it should be anyways and try it. So in that case, the iron is too heavy too. Let's go back and do this one again. I want to just make sure that I interpreted the solution there correctly, because I may have made a mistake there. Nope. It's still too heavy, yeah. So we definitely are not using any iron. That eliminates all iron, obviously. We need to stick to wood and crystal. And if the crystal was too light, then we'll take the wood, put it on there, and come back this way. It might be that the crystal is worth 3 pieces of wood, so we need like 1 piece of crystal and 1 piece of wood. But we're narrowing this down a lot better than when I first played this game. I remember just being completely confused by this, and either I looked up a walkthrough or I just brute forced it. So wood is too light alone. So let's Let's see what happens if we move to the third position with 1 wood. That's probably the wrong direction. Yeah. Crystal clearly shatters very easily. It's ridiculously brittle. How would you even carve it into a sphere? Okay. So wood alone is too light. So we kind of know now that wood seems to be lighter than crystal. So, and we know both a wood and crystal alone won't work. So I'm going to put 1 wood, 1 crystal here, and we'll see if that's too heavy or if that's too light. If it's too heavy, we replace a crystal with a piece of wood. If it's too light, then we add another piece of crystal or another piece of wood. I'd imagine we'd add another piece of wood first. So let's see how this works. So that's too heavy. So let's then move it to the middle position and try that. And that's too light. Okay. So it looks like if we were to leave this here, we need to add weight. Let's do that and see what happens. A lot of clicks to get back and forth when a panel to just adjust things would be much more realistic and efficient. And if you were to like merge the entirety of the Myst games, all 5, 6 of them together, you could put a lot of quality of life improvements like that. It's kind of the thing that I felt like Abduction didn't do quite enough of. Alright. It's still too light. So if I'm gonna try and make this heavier, I think at that point there's no solution. I think we have to take this off because we can't add any iron ones. The only other thing I could think to do is add 2 crystals, so that we might need to go that other direction. Yeah. Quality of life improvements like a screenshot tool, automatic taking of notes, a hint system, an internal monologue of the main character to say what needs to be done, a mapping system. All of those would be appreciated. So I'm suspecting this will still be too light. Yeah. I'm hoping I understand a teeter-totter correct, but not 100% sure I do. Okay, that time it's too heavy. Why is that too heavy? Maybe I'm putting it in the wrong position. Let's see what happens when we do this. So let's see if we can make it heavier and try it in this position. If it is pulling that position all the way down, then we know it's too heavy. So I'm just gonna kind of skip this here and make it full crystal. Pull this. I'm making enough progress here, and I'm not really getting super frustrated with this, so I wouldn't see a reason to leave this and come back and try it later, which is a good thing. I don't really want to run into a scenario like that where we'd lose progress. Yeah, unless I'm totally wrong. And this is supposed to be like 2 crystals and 1 and 2 iron. Or I've got the weights, the relative weights of things totally wrong. Put an iron piece here and an iron piece there. And we'll come back. I suppose it's slightly easier to fail one way than it is to fail the other. So we should be looking for it to fail with it pulling things down low, being too heavy. Alright, that's what we're looking for. Okay. So let's lighten the load by 1 iron piece and see what that does, because that'll tell me something, hopefully. This is one of those puzzles where you're going to end up just failing a lot of times unless you have the solution memorized. Why do I really need to be in the air to activate these? Okay. So 1 iron is still too much. So let's skip a step and get rid of the 2 crystals and see if that's still too much. Because if that is, then we know we don't have any use for the iron, which I kind of had already figured that out, but might have been wrong. We're watching a lot of cutscenes here. A lot of the same cutscene over and over again. This is like failing at 100 attempts at lockpicking in Skyrim. Okay. So that it does need something in that position besides the iron. But we're getting there. So instead of putting 1 crystal back, I'll put 2 pieces of wood back and see if that's too heavy. If it isn't, then we'll work on a different thought. If it is too heavy, I'll get rid of 1 piece of wood. If it isn't, then I'll have to take the 2 pieces of wood out and put 1 piece of crystal. And I imagine, have we tried iron and crystal alone? I'm not sure we have. So we should try that before we see if we need to add a piece of wood. Got it. Brute forced it. And we get a video telling us that one of the things has been solved, and more importantly, we now have a picture to one of the platforms. So let's go put that in real fast. There's nothing more to do here. I think we're not going to trigger this again. And I think what happened is that ball is just an example ball, and then the end of this whole island, we're going to maybe get in a clear ball and ride an entire roller coaster. Let's see, where's the up? Up, up, up. There's the up. Again, a lot of transitions here. This is why the Witness, I think, thought better of their puzzles, where you really didn't have to go anywhere to solve a puzzle. You were just given panels like this from beginning to end. Hey, that worked. Take note, no brute forcing allowed. You had to zoom out before that would work. Let's see. But we can just double check here. I'm fairly certain this won't work. Yep. Only 1 code per puzzle. So, alright, well, we're making the pattern happen. We just need to now go find the next puzzle. Let's see. I think we went this way. Let's go this way now. We went left. We've got an elevator. Let's see what this elevator takes us. I am, as a character, way too trusting of people and their elevators. Yeah, there's kind of nothing here. Nothing to interact with. You just... Aww. Tricky, tricky. So the ball was hiding a secret. It was 1 crystal plus 3 red, which means even if I was trying to calculate it and assume that it was 4 pieces of red, I would have been wrong. And then this doesn't seem like that's anything. Tricky, tricky book thief. Probably really wouldn't have changed much of the events though. I was just brute forcing it anyways. And I was doing it by relative weight, not by a understanding of the absolute weight or a specific weight of any of the items. We're getting into more of the glowing green rocks here. And for a second there it looked like this wall had just been destroyed, but I guess not. But that's a ladder. And over here it's just another visible path, so let's go up this ladder and see where this takes us. This is a visible path where a ball will roll eventually through this pagoda door that we can't access, but we can come over here. And what have we got? Don't look at the sun directly. We've got maybe a weather controlling device of sorts. It's another platform. You lift yourself up. It's always these X-shaped things. Now, I don't think I saw anything that indicated to me like a map or anything. So, if this is supposed to be the way the entire island looks, and you have a decent perspective here, not a great one. So if I hit that, what happens? That flies up and drops a ball, which goes the wrong direction. Did I solve it somehow? No. Okay. So this is like a pachinko machine. We're gonna launch it. And where do we want it to go? Thing I don't see is a hole. It seems like I can turn off all of them. And then this floats up magically. Just creates a ball. And then this ball seems like it's not doing anything special. So are we supposed to lock these paths or what? The thing here is you're looking at two different things. You're looking at a real world over there that seems like it doesn't connect at all. So here's what I'm thinking. Let's just click this top one and see what that does, because maybe the ball rolls over all of these in some kind of order and it triggers certain switches. So let's see if the ball gets any further because of that top button being off. Rolls through here, hits that, and it still smashes. Are these lights blinking? Because that might be the solution there. Is it? Yeah, let's just turn that one off and that one, and then let's say that one. And let's try this one last time. We're gonna have to end the recording here. I did so much brute forcing in the previous puzzle. So, okay, it seems like these are blinking when there's something over them. But I don't know how that solves anything, because then this whole pattern would have to be changed. We'd have to spin the whole thing. And is there a button or anything around here? Yep, more knowledge is clearly needed. And here we have some more of the journal that we can read next time. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go downward, and we're gonna have to look around and see if we can figure out how to manipulate that in a different way. Well, it's been another 30 minutes. I'm surprised it has been, quite frankly, but according to my clock, it has 10. So we're 5 hours into the game. Theoretically, that is the halfway point. We are also now approaching 2 pages of save files, for whatever that's worth. That's it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want to friend or follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below in the description box. And if you want to support me even further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and gift me a game off my wishlist. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.